going to grab their honey as much as they can. And what happens if you've had a big meal on Sunday, you have a big fat tummy, and so you're a bit more lethargic. And that's what happens to the bees. They're a little bit heavier, it's a bit more difficult to fly. So that is an advantage to us as beekeepers. Also what happens is, in order to get the honey, they have to put their head inside a little cell, which means they can't see around them what's going on. So we've got their heads in the cell, bums out, they can't see us.
Christy, just a quick one. What do the bees say when they know there's a fire coming?
Ah! There's a fire! Get what you can! Let's go! Alright. And you need to give them time to panic and send that message. So you don't smoke the hive and say, whoop whoop, open up, hello, let's go. No, no. Give them time to panic, to scream. Ah! Get the stuff! Get our honey! Let's go! Alright. So it's all about timing, guys. Alright, so that's the smoker. And so that behavior of them praising another worker is another sign that there's a capensis problem. Okay? And then you'll see the queen cells, which are, they basically protrude from the cell and it looks like a peanut with a flat bottom on it. Okay? So that queen cell has big chunks eaten out of the side of it. So that's another sign that there's capensis. And then also, our bees, the scutellata bees, are very vibrant and excited. And when you open the hive, they go, ah, and they put their bums up at you. And they always have a very high energy. But when you open up the hive for a capensis hive, one that's infected, you open it up, it's like they've all been drinking wine, they're just having a chilled Sunday because we're from the Cape and things are just cool. And so the hive has like a lull to it. When you open it up, they're not aggressive, they don't fly out as you open. And so the whole hive becomes subdued and chilled, and they're not working because they're all looking after all these hundreds of queens and they're all having a fantastic time. And unfortunately, what that means for you is if you've seen those signs, we normally diagnose on 3 of the 5. Okay, so if we see 3 symptoms, we exterminate the hive. Okay, that is by law. Within 72 hours of confirming capensis, you have to kill that colony. And why is that? Because the Cape, as soon as there's no more food coming in, things are cuck here, guys. I'm out of here. So she leaves and she goes into another hive and she does the same thing there. Okay, and now it's not just one bee, now it's hundreds of them. So it spreads like wildfire through your hive. Okay, so the next guy to learn about in the hive, I want you to close your eyes quickly, all of you. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Right, I want you to imagine that you're in this big mansion of a house. And as you walk up the stairs, you arrive to like a lounge area. It's a bit dark, there's like red lights on, and sitting on a big couch is a big fat guy, huge mungus, and he's wearing big gold chains with a black shirt, and he's got these massive glasses on. They like cover almost his whole face. Alright, can you all see him? And he's got all these ladies around him and they're feeding him grapes and bringing him drinks, and they're all flirting with him because he's so cool and all that. Can you
lucky.
see him?
He's lucky.
He's very lucky. Can you all see him? Alright, so I want you to open your eyes. That is the drone that you see now, okay? Our drone, he's round and fat. He doesn't have a pointy bum. You can see him on the bottom of page 4. He's got gold and black bands. So he's not yellow. He's beautiful. When you hold him in the light, he's got gold on his body. Okay? He's got those gold chains. And his only purpose is to mate with the queen. So he's got big eyes so that he can see her. His eyes cover his whole face. Alright? So what happens is when the drone is first hatched, he has no function in the hive at all. He's a loafer. He parks off, they groom him, make him beautiful, they feed him honey. So as soon as there's a bit of pressure on the food supply in your hive, you will see the drones are the first to be kicked out. And the girls literally drag him out and throw him out on the floor. Okay, they'll even take out the drone cells that have been laid, and they'll pull it out. So if you have a couple of days of rain and the bees haven't been able to go foraging, you'll start seeing them kicking out the loafers. Get out of here. You're not helping us look after food. Okay. So what happens is once the drones reach adulthood, they're now groomed, they're beautiful, they've been fed quite a bit of honey to sustain them because they've got a job to do. Right, so we'll ask the gents in the crowd, when you were young and going out looking for girlfriends, who did you go with? Did you go by yourself? Anybody?
Your mates.
Your mates, hey? The men, the crew.
Boys not
The
out.
boys not out, yeah, searching for girls. So the drones are exactly the same. They go out with their mates. All the boys leave home. They're like, hey, we're free. Let's go find us some chicks. And so they all fly and they congregate in one area. And many of the older farmers say that there's certain trees at certain time of the year that has a dense hum. They're called drones because they're the deep voice. They don't like the other bees. They go, oh, like a V8 engine. Okay. So what happens is they all congregate in the drone zone, and they're making this amazing humming sound to attract the queen to their area. And what happens is they're all hanging out, looking lacquer, got my shine on, waiting for the queen. And so once the queen hatches and she comes out, she's a virgin queen. Her abdomen is very small, okay? So she then, after she's hatched, she gets groomed, looks nice. She does her first orientation flight on her own, just to get a feel for the area. It's like a drive-by, looking at the area, where's the good places to go, etc. And in a day or two's time, she'll also fill up on a bit of honey, and off she'll go out on the town. She's dressed to the nines, she's absolutely beautiful, and she's gonna go find some boys. Exciting, eh? Right, so off she goes. The drones are all there with their big eyes. Where are you, girl? I can see you coming. And as soon as they can see her in range, they all rush over to try and impress her with their beautiful colors and their little dances and their sound. I've got a deeper voice than him. Come with me, my lady. You know? And so the queen is like, wow, all these boys, they all love me. Ooh, yay, which one shall I choose? And so she chooses one, and they mate in air, and it's absolutely amazing. And he has a massive smile on his face. And what happens is she actually absorbs his entire sperm sac into her body, which is half his body, and cuts it off. And as she cuts it off, he dead. And she's so happy. Oh, my luck. Then she's like, right, boys, who's next? Because she's a bit of a slut. Right, so she will mate with up to 15 males in her mating flight. Can be over a couple of days. And she absorbs every one of those sperm sacs into her body, killing the drones. Shame for them. Star with a smile on their face though, lucky them. Okay, so once she has these sperm cells in her feet at the bottom with high heel shoes on, and she's marching in there, so beautiful, like a celebrity, and everyone wants to touch her, and oh, it's the queen, it's you, and so they're touching her, and they're bending for her, and bowing. And so whenever you see the queen, you'll notice that she's got a very long body, and it's pointy right at the bottom, so that she can put her little egg right in the center of the cell at the bottom. Okay, will you remember what color is her dress? Rusty red, yeah. Okay, so she's different in color to all the other bees. Rusty color with a nice pointy bottom so that she can put that egg right at the bottom. The more sperm sacs that she's taken in, the larger her abdomen will be. Remember I said a virgin queen has a small abdomen because she hasn't yet sucked in all those sperm sacs yet. I saw on one of the groups this morning a guy posted a picture of a queen that is about this big. I've never ever seen a queen so large, but they say she's probably had many more sperm sacs in her. It's quite cool. Okay, will you all remember her? What color is her dress?
Rusty.
Rusty red. What does she look like? Correct. She's got a big, like you know the African ladies who have those beautiful shapes. That's the queen. She's got a big, wide, like hips, and then pointy, tiny little feet at the bottom. Okay. And the drone, can you remember? Gold and black stripes, round, tubby. What's significant on his face?
Big eyes.
Big eyes. His whole head is eyes. It doesn't have a head, it's just got eyes. Okay. And then the worker bee is a bee, a normal bee. Yellow and black stripes. How do we tell the difference between capensis and squitulata?
The moon.
Half moon behind head. Yay! You guys are top